Hello everyone, I'm back for another video on Cisco SDWAN, but today we'll do Wireshark capture just to show data packets on the transport and the LAN. Okay, so what I've done is I've provisioned internal 01 on site 200 for SSH, right? So I enable access to this router via SSH, and I did the same thing over the core headquarters. So what we'll do is we'll have an admin generate packet on internal 01 on the user VPN or tenant, okay, or VRF, right? So you got to remember the packet, the traffic is segmented and will stay within VPN 10 unless you tell it otherwise, right, through policy. But that's probably something we'll do in another video. So we'll do a packet capture on 03, 01, right? And then we'll do another packet capture on the transport from 00 to 01. The transport will be 172.200.10. So beyond this interface, egress on this interface, on the packet outbound, is supposedly encrypted. Okay? Packet is encrypted. All right. So, and I'll talk about. Let's talk about data plane, right? All right. So what I'll do is I'm gonna switch to my notepad. So remember we did say that control plane traffic is encrypted through DTLS. Okay, this is how routing and policies are exchanged. And then data plane, and this is both on VPN 0, right? So this is also on VPN 0, right? And data plane, which is also VPN 0 because we enable IPsec, if you guys remember, during the initial configuration of VPN 0. And then we'll talk about IPsec. Okay. Encapsulation. Right. Now, generally, let's do this on DMVPN, right? You can apply IPsec to a DMVPN, right? Well, that is why it's called DMV. It's MGRE plus IPsec, right? So, and you have two modes in IPsec. Obviously, you have your actually no, not two mode. You have two phase, right? You have phase 1, and that's generally your IceCamp phase, right? And then you have phase 2. And phase 2 is generally ESP or AH or both, right? And this is generally UDP 500, right? And this is 50 or 49 in that order, the same order, right? Now, what Cisco SD-WAN does, it's a little different, right? Changes things a little bit, right? So it would be a first. Let's do a. It's an IP-UDP-IPsec packet. Okay, how interesting, right? So within this encapsulation, you have your phase 1. Let me copy this much better, save me some time. Okay, your phase 1 is no longer IceCamp. They use DTLS, which makes sense, right? I think it is a great idea because it looks like you have the trust established through certificate, right? So the key exchange, or not key exchange, but I guess the key exchange, the protocol, right? The protocol and the negotiated keys are through this phase 1, and then phase 2 establish a security association, right? And this is gonna be I think IP-UDP ESP, I believe. So this will be your ESP packets, where you'll use ESP, right? Not AH. So I'll do the ESP 50, and I have to verify. Look into the documentation. Okay. All right. So anything on the transport will be encrypted, and obviously the LAN will not. So, but let's look at SD-WAN quickly. Cisco SD-WAN, to be more specific. Let's do IPsec encapsulation. What about that? Right, I have it all cap, so hopefully. All right, so let's not GRE. We're not doing GRE, right? And we're not asking for it to. Let's just change this a little bit. IP UDP sec encapsulation, right? Okay, so it's it's okay. So it's ESP, IP UDP ESP, right? So let me change this. Not IPsec. Okay. It looks like ESP encapsulated into UDP, right? All right. Let me see. So what they've done is phase 1 is now using DTLS instead of ISOCAP, right? Let me see. Trying to see. And now they're doing a configuration, and all this configuration may be done via template, right? But that's not what we are trying to figure out, right? Let's go back up. Okay, so that's right. You can exchange control with TLS, which runs TCP, but TLS is a heavy protocol, right? You want to do DTLS. DTLS is lighter, but you in certain protocol, I mean, whenever you run DTLS, you want to run some sort of protocol on top that verify that the peer is still there, right, or in operation. You haven't lost the peer. So like they'll use like dead peer detection, right, on top of like DTLS to make sure that the peer still is there, and if it loses the peer, I mean, either you have some degradation and then it'll move on to TLS, right? So let me see. It's not talking about, but anyways, it is. This is it right here. Okay. So it has an extra header, IP and UDP header. Within IP, you have a UDP header, and then the ESP is all encrypted. The whole packet is encrypted, so you can't see the initial source and destination and the payload. Okay. All right. All right. So let's go back to the lab. So in our case, we'll do a capture here and a capture here. So let's set up the capture first internally, right? We'll do packet capture. Oh, I already did that, didn't I? Let me close this just to make sure. Let's do it again. So we do a packet capture. Let me check the setting. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna apply. Then we'll start the packet capture. I'll get on the internal router. This is this one. This is the LAN for site 200, right? We'll do an SSH. Remember, we are operating within the VRF. It's like AL admin, and then we'll put the user. The destination IP is on the core headquarters, and I'll show you guys. It's loopback 10, right? All right, let's go back, and then we'll initiate a session. Actually, I can also do another packet capture right on here. We're gonna clear that. We're gonna do a start. Okay, let me see. All right, I'm in there. I'm gonna Cisco 123. Okay, I'm in there. We'll run some commands just to generate some some traffic. Okay. All right, we'll run some to generate some traffic, and you guys will see that and then we'll do a show interface description, right? We'll do a show run. What about that? Okay, I think that should be enough traffic generated. Okay, let me move this down a little bit. Okay, then at this point we can go ahead and stop our packet capture. Well, stop this one also. We'll download the LAN. The internal will be this. It's already highlighted, right? We'll download that one, and then we'll download this link highlighted. Okay. Okay, I'll clear, and this has been clear. Perfect. Okay, now I'll bring Wireshark up, right, and then we'll use Wireshark. Okay, so I'll go on. The first one was the LAN, so we'll look at the LAN, right? All right, perfect. So you can see some layer 2, right? And then just around here, it's a retransmission, but it is a SYN. Okay, it is a SYN. And then you have a SYNAC, right? And you have an ACK. All right, now you have a TCP and a TCP session, right? So now we're going to engage and do SSH, right? Because this is a handshakes, and then we'll do an SSH. We're going to, the server is gonna respond because we send a message over 22, right? We're connecting over 22, right? And this is all encrypted because let me show you guys the so this one doesn't have any payload, but you have an edge and then a knowledge here, right? Actually, you have a response here from 22. The server is responding, sorry. And then you have, I'm sending probably maybe credentials on here. And then you have your server client negotiation, key exchange most likely. And then packet transfer. All right, I'm sending, and he's responding. Key exchange. Well, I guess that's the key exchange, right? This is where I'm sending the see diffie element groups and all that. But that's probably where I'm. This is all negotiation. I see diffie element group exchange here. Diffie element SHA-1 and the encryption AES, and then more negotiation probably. It's presenting, you know, it's negotiation with encryption, and then we have integrity hash right here, and then our key exchange. All this is key exchange, and then here we're starting to send traffic, right? We have another exchange, and then we're sending traffic. I mean the server is responding. Okay, so I can, let's follow this stream, so I can remove, I will remove all the layer 2 protocols. So we'll do, let's follow this stream. All right, so we keep ourselves to this SSH, right? So we have, this is where we're sending packet. I guess this is a bunch, this is still negotiation until we started sending packets, right? We have server, client, encrypted packets, and I'm sending something over 22, response, and then we have another, we have a bunch of encrypted packet. Okay, so this was just, this is our, basically, I won't say clear, but this is, you're actually seeing the original source and destination, right? But this whole change, right? This changed completely. So let's remove the filters. Let's look at the packet on the transport side, okay? And this is 172.200.1.2, right? and then you have 172.200.2.2. Okay, if you look at here, this link is 172.200.1.2, right? Crosses over this link right here, and then hit the inet. This is our egress, and then the inet sent the traffic over to headquarters on 172.200.2.2. That's where it forwards the traffic, right? Okay, let's go back to the Wireshark capture. Now, you will see a bunch of DTLS traffic, right? And this would be, for example, 1.2 to the vBond, the vSmart, the vSmart and the vManage, and you have some response from the controllers, and then you have UDP packets, right? A good assumption. So you're not going to see anything IPsec, right? You're going to see a bunch of DTLS communication between the controllers and 1.2, right? And you will see a bunch of UDP packet between 2.2 and 1.2, right? So if you go back, let's find the first packet, the first UDP packet here, and then we'll say follow stream, UDP stream, right? Now we're going to keep the communication between 2.2 and 1.2. 1.2 again is the remote site 1, and 2.2 is the headquarters. But it's all UDP, right? It's all if you click on this, see data is encrypted. You can't see nothing. So ESP is encapsulated within this UDP packet. Okay, so you're not going to see anything, right? But this has probably our SSH traffic, right? Or TCP traffic, not SSH, where TCP traffic is encapsulating within this UDP packet. Okay. All right. So this was an example of Wireshark capture. Of a Cisco VH or a Cisco VH to include its transport and the other type of. Now you'll see some ARP, and you'll have other protocols running on the wire, right? But you can ignore them, right? Because our focus is the DTLS traffic and the UDP traffic, right? And then you have some ICMP packets that could be a keep alive between the bond and the edge. Okay. Anyways, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Next video we'll be talking about feature templates, and then possibly, if we have time, we'll onboard a C edge. So this will be a C edge, right? It's a Catalyst 8000. Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you another time.